Hello, darlings. How are you? I'm a little British today. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. So, let's have a little conversation, shall we? First of all, I was in the woods the other day, and I know y'all are shocked. Me in the woods in nature. Yeah. And I managed to get 3 ticks on me. It was gross. And one of them was crawling on the front of my t-shirt, and there was a guy there fishing. So he went ahead, I asked him to take it off, and he was a gentleman, and he removed it for me, which was wonderful. And then there was one on my back, and there was one on my hip. A baby tick on my hip. Teeny, itty bitty, teensy one. But I felt something, and I'm like, that doesn't feel normal. And it was, ticks are already out. I'm pissed. I went ahead and got some DEET, a small little can, something better than nothing, until I can get what I really want off of Amazon. So, yeah, they're out already. It's only April. One was also on Milo, my doggy, and that wasn't good. So, ugh, gross, just totally gross. They're so nasty. Ugh. Ugh. You know, you wonder why certain things were created, and fleas and ticks are on the list of why were those even, created, and just to make our life a living hell, really? So, I went to the doctor because I had a reaction to what they inject you with. They inject you with something which is a numbing thing. It's similar to lidocaine. And my doctor said, this reaction that you have is, it's fine. It's normal. It's a bump. It was red. It was pretty itchy, but it's fine now. He said if you get any symptoms like severe headache, nausea, stomach upset, things of that nature, then, let me know right away. So, so far so good. And he told me that the southeastern part of Missouri is where they have a lot of Lyme disease. And he said this area is not really notorious for that, which I am grateful, because I thought I'd have to be on antibiotics, and I wasn't really thrilled about that idea, but you do what you gotta do. So anyway, I wanted to tell you something sneaky, another sneaky thing that narcissists will do, and I learned this from Lee Hammock. He's also called Mental Healness. And he was talking about how narcissists will smash your reputation into the ground before you even break up, because they know that they're going to get caught. The relationship's going to come to an end. They know that. Their relationships do not last. Okay? Usually. They don't last. Especially once the person knows what a narcissist is and knows that their partner's a narc. They're like, yeah, I'm not really down for this crap. So, what was I going to say? So, Mental Healness, which is Lee Hammock, he said that they'll slam your name while you guys are still in a relationship, because it's a preemptive strike on you when things fall apart or you dump them. Now, listen, he said they will file a police report on you. They will call the police. They will get a restraining order. Oh my God, that is exactly what Hippie tried to do to me. He tried to get a restraining order. It's a preemptive strike because he's living this phony bullshit life, and he exerts a ton of energy exerting this false image to his church, to his parents, to everybody, people that he is involved with, to everybody. He's perpetrating this false image to the people at his job, people that are customers at his job. He's perpetrating this bullshit image. All of it is fake as hell, but he exerts a lot of energy doing that. He works at a print shop downtown Columbia, Missouri. I would not suggest you go down there. Anyway, he's just a real 100% asshole. and fake as fuck. I mean, Hollywood could not have a better actor than this one, all right? So, I got water on my face because I'm really good at drinking water. I usually end up wearing it. So, anyway, yeah, he tried to get a restraining order on me. So, let's backtrack. One of the final, close to the final conversations we had when it was just about said and done, when I dumped him, before I dumped his ass, scarecrow looking bastard. Anyway, before I dumped him, we met in a public place, and he took a long time getting to me. I don't know if he drank a ton of coffee. You know how some coffee is so powerful you shouldn't have more than, you only have like little cups. I don't know if he slammed a bunch of that before he saw me. I don't know if he did, but when he saw me, he was trembling. And either he's the best actor I ever saw, or he slammed some heavy-duty coffee because he's trying to convince himself that I'm dangerous. He's trying to convince himself that I'm such a horrible person that I need a restraining order filed on me, which is absolutely stupid and asinine. I worked in law enforcement. Everybody who knows me, all the cops that know me, know that detectives know me and everything else. They know that you probably got a better chance of being hit by lightning than having to worry about me being a danger to you. All right? But he was perpetrating that dramatic image. He's a drama queen. All right? He's a severe drama queen. Sorry about that. I'm bopping you all over. He's a drama queen. You know? So, you know, and if I had no problem going to court because I knew he was, first of all, the whole situation is completely unfounded. There is absolutely no what's the word? No evidence. No evidence. You know, scared that I'm going to hurt him. Does he need to get hurt? Yes. He needs to catch a violent ass whipping. I'm not an advocate for violence, but when you deliberately fuck up people's lives, you deliberately fuck up their mental state. His wife committed suicide when she got rid of his ass. How much more information do you need to know that he's dangerous mentally, psychologically? He's dangerous. Okay? He's going to play you like a fiddle. It was completely unfounded. But I was ready to go to court, and I was going to tell the judge in front of God and everybody, Your Honor, he is bisexual, and he really doesn't like women. He resents women. He prefers to be with men. But he don't want his church and his mama and daddy to find out that he's, you know, basically bisexual. So he dates women, but he hates it. He hates every bit of it. Now, does he probably treat men like shit too? I'm sure, because he's still a narcissist. But between the two genders, maybe he prefers men more. I don't know. But that's what I would tell the judge, because that's what I suspect. So, and I would take a copy of the court transcripts, and I would send them to his parents. Surprise, there's a whole lot more about your son that you don't know. And I'll be happy to tell you. He better hope to God I never see them in town. And he better hope to God I never see them at Lake of the Ozarks where they're at. He better hope to God. You want to play with people's emotions? You want to be a total asshole to people? You want to take advantage of people financially? You want to try to stick your wang in somebody that you knew my friend was attracted to at the time, and you waited until he went into the bathroom and then you slinked over to her while you were supposedly with me. I was in a manipulationship with him. He waits until my friend goes into the restroom, slinks over to her, the girl that my friend was interested in at the time, and proceeds to tell her, I'll be single soon. Didn't tell me he'd be single soon, but he decided to let her know, which is stupid and asinine. She sees how you treat your own so-called girlfriend. It was a fake ship, not a relationship. So she watches you treat me like shit, and you really think she's so stupid that she's going to sign up for that? Really? They think people are a lot dumber than, you know, they just think that we're dumb like them. And we're so not. And no, and no, and hell no, and forget about it. So, yeah, he up here talking about, I did research to see if I had to get a restraining order. And I said, I said, for what? Ain't nobody trying to stalk you. You cannot pay me to stalk him. You can't pay me millions and millions and millions of dollars to stalk him. I will never do it. He is ugly. He's unattractive. He is psychologically damaging. He is evil. He is deceitful. He is a pathological liar. There is nothing about any of that that gets me going. It doesn't rev my engine. Once I find out who you really are, you can't pay me to stalk that motherfucker. You can't pay me to stalk him. You must be kidding me. Stalk that thing? That thing? No, thank you. And he's with some young girl now. He prefers you to be almost in kindergarten. He likes them younger and younger and younger, and the younger the better, honey. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. A lot of guys prefer super young girls because they are swooned by what they see. They don't have the wisdom that us older birds have. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the experience. And anything you say, she's like, okay, I love you. You're just so awesome. Because she don't know no better. So she's perfect for him. I would like to sit and watch and see how long it takes before he starts humping her brain and telling her that up is down and down is up, because that shit's coming. All right? That's on its way. I just don't know how soon. All right? Anyway, I can't, I'm going to just tell y'all straight up. We're just going to have a come to Jesus meeting today. I cannot stand liars. I can't stand phony people. I cannot stand people who deliberately manipulate, trick, connive people. I cannot stand rattlesnakes. And he's a fucking snake. He's a fucking phony ass snake. He was scared of my friend when they went to a meetup because he was afraid my friend was going to hurt him. I would have liked to see my friend hurt him. The only thing that would be missing would be me having popcorn and watching the whole thing go down, because God knows he's been needing that for a long time. You need a little incentive to either A, leave people alone, or B, get some goddamn therapy. And since you won't do either one, the next option is to get your motherfucking ass beat. So, yeah, no, I was never a threat to him. But would I mind if he got hurt? No. No, that wouldn't bother me, because you're a freaking rattlesnake. People don't like snakes. Most people don't like snakes. And if they do, they like them in the animal form, not the human form. Anyway, that's why my circle of friends is so small, because you cannot be a snake, a liar, a trickster, a manipulator, sideways, shady, dirty, slimy. You can't be any of those things and be a friend of mine. And I've had friends like that, and they are in the rear view mirror, baby. Rear view mirror, baby. You're out. You're out. You're out. You're out. I would not tolerate that. Life is too short. Life is entirely too short. No. So I got a small circle of friends, and I like it. It's cozy. It's quiet. It's intimate. We respect each other. We care about each other. There's no sideways bullshit. And if we were in each other's presence right now, we'd probably be having coffee, or, I don't know, it's a beautiful day. I just bought some DEET. I'd spray my clothing, my socks, my legs, my pants. We'd sit in a chair and sit in the grass somewhere and enjoy nature. Because it's a gorgeous day out. I mean, gorgeous day. So if I was with my buddies, that's what we'd be doing. But we would not be conniving each other, deceiving each other, because that's not allowed. That is not permitted. We don't play those games. So anyway, when he said that, my jaw dropped, because I'm not a devious person. So you almost have to be You have to deliberately put devious thoughts in your mind in order to understand why, the type of shit that narcissists do is so backstabbing and so deceptive and loaded with trickery, kind of like me when I watch criminal documentaries. You have to put yourself in their mind space in order to understand why they do what they do. Don't get me wrong. I don't condone murdering people, obviously. But when I watch the cops interview them, some of them are so casual. Like, okay, well, like one guy, he said, the cop said, what did he say? Let me think. Do you have any remorse about what you've done? The guy said, no. And he was that casual. When you see that enough times, you know that they are either sociopathic or psychopath, a psychopath, because that's not normal. One guy said, when the cop was talking to him, he said, killing somebody is like killing a effing cockroach. Wow. So when you see that often enough, you realize that, wow, a lot of people, including victims, want to know why. Because they can. Because they enjoy it. Because they get off on you begging for your life. It makes them hot inside. It makes them all warm and fuzzy inside. I don't have to be a killer to know how they think. And you don't have to be a narc to know how they think. And killers have narcissistic tendencies also. They're cold-blooded too. So far as I'm concerned, a narc is not too far from a killer. Or a rapist or any other. Because they have no remorse and they don't give a shit who they hurt. So they're not too far from being criminal. They don't give a rat's ass. They just don't. One guy said, cop was interviewing him, and the cop was like, well, how do you feel about, what you've done? He said, they're dead, I'm alive. That was his mentality. That's how narcissists think. My victims are psychologically dead. I'm alive, I'm still kicking. Because I'm the one doing the damage. So I'm surviving. I'm doing great. And you wonder why they end up dying alone. You wonder why the mother of their children, if it's a man, takes his kids and she's in the wind. I'll never talk to you again. You'll never know where we're at because I hate you. And the same for men. Men get burnt real good from women who are narcissistic. Now he doesn't want to give his heart ever again. The damage they do is like a tsunami, an earthquake, a hailstorm, you name it, all wrapped up in one. That's the amount of damage they do to people, but it's psychological. And in some cases, it's physical. So your best weapon against them is knowledge. And I like to think of myself as narc repellent. You know how there's insect repellent, which is what I bought today? I like to think of myself as narc repellent. I want them to stay the hell away from me as far as they can. Because I can smell game a mile away. And once I realize that all you care about is you, peace out. I'm gone. I'm in the wind. Okay? Anyway, so yeah. Interesting. There's something I told y'all the other day, and I forgot my train of thought because I went on another tangent, and I forgot my train of thought. But someone I used to be friends with had a whole bunch of mental illness. She was narcissistic. She had dissociative identity. She had dissociative identity disorder, and whatever. She was out there. Munchausen, pretending not Munchausen by proxy. Those are two different things. Munchausen is when you have the symptomology of, it's similar to Munchausen by proxy, but you fake an illness for attention or money or people feeling sorry for you. So she pretended she had cancer. The thing I was going to tell you about her brother that I wrote in the description, and I don't know if y'all read it. Her brother, she was a pathological liar, just like every narcissist is. Her brother was dying of cirrhosis of the liver. When you're dying, you're terminal, which means you're going to die, right? When he died, she blew it up to this humongous lie that, and they always say they're in the mafia. Jeff said he was in the mafia. That's hippie. This one, multiple personality disorder. She said she was in the mafia. The guy she met on a dating site was in the mafia. All narcissists are in the mafia. I don't know if y'all knew that. Their imagination just knows no boundaries. Anyway, she said that he didn't die of cirrhosis of the liver. She said that her mother and the mother's boyfriend beat him to death and hung him in the garage, and that's how he died. That is the biggest load of fucking cockamamie bullshit I've ever heard. That never happened. I deliberately looked for newspaper clippings, articles. It's a small town. Nothing happens in that town except a cat might get stuck, in a tree, and there was no article about a man being beaten and hung in a garage. And her mother wasn't questioned by the cops, and they're trying to blame, wackadoo. They're trying to blame her, even though she lives in Missouri and it happened in Texas and all this other bullshit. It was a fucking lie. He was dying anyway because he had cirrhosis of the liver. He was not beaten to death and hung in a garage. That is bullshit. Let me tell y'all something. Let me give y'all a fair warning or give you some advice. If somebody tells you some cockamamie bullshit like that, look it up online to see if it's true. See if there's any newspaper clippings. See if there's any article online. Because in a small town, that would make big news. Because they don't have stuff like that happen there. Big news. If you don't see evidence of that, and you talk to people in that area, if you live in that area and they have no idea what you're talking about, chances are that's a cockamamie bullshit story. Okay? That's not true. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. I mean, they not only tell lies, but they tell humongous, ridiculous lies. Hippie said he had a daughter, and the mother got killed by a drunk driver, but don't say anything in front of my parents. All this I'm telling you about being a Saxon, and Saxons believe that, we respect women, and if the relationship falls apart, the man takes responsibility for that. And I'm a Saxon like Robin Hood, who is a fictional character. I didn't know you could be just like a fictional character, but apparently he thinks he is. He thinks he's in the mafia. He thinks he had a kid that got killed, and the mother got killed, and he's full of shit. He's full of shit. Don't say nothing about that to my parents. No. You know why? Because they're all lies. And he don't want his parents to lock him up in a freaking padded cell. And he needs to be locked in a padded cell. Go manipulate the foam on the walls. Go manipulate yourself while you're sitting in a cell. Singing Old MacDonald Had a Farm, wearing a straitjacket. You go manipulate that. Go manipulate yourself, you psychotic bastard. I can't stand terrible people. I can't stand them. Because they refuse to get help. And they get a kick out of ruining other people. And they love being sneaky. They get a kick out of that too. Yeah, I'm your worst nightmare. Let me find out that you're a snake. Let me find out. I found out at the very end and I dumped him and it was awesome. Yay! So he's humping some little girl right now. And good for her and good for him. Actually, it's not good for her. I feel bad for her because he is a rattlesnake and she's going to find out eventually that he's a snake. Now, if she's young and dumb, she'll stay with him anyway, and her life will just get worse and worse and worse. If she's got smart friends and she confides in her friends, what he's putting her through, they'll talk some sense into her. Hopefully, if they have any sense, they'll talk some sense into her. He likes them real young because he's hoping you're young and dumb. I've been around the block more than once. I've lived on this earth for a long time, and I'm going to recognize bullshit when I see it. And one time we got into an argument, and I said, he turned into a whiny baby, and because they're toddlers, they're adult toddlers. We talked about this. And he goes, "Why are you yelling at me? Why are you talking to me like that?" You know, grown people don't talk like that. And grown men, real men, do not whine when they're having an issue with their so-called partner. They don't whine like a 2-year-old. Wow. So anyway, be careful. Watch your back. Everybody who smiles on your face is not your friend. Don't let people gaslight you. Don't let them tell you that this is what went down. One of the ways that I know he was lying is he would make his eyes real big, and he would take his eyebrows and put them all the way up to his hairline. No, that's really what happened. Really, that's exactly what happened. You know, the more emphatic he is, the more he's lying. You will not find a narcissist who doesn't lie. Let me repeat that. You're not going to find a narcissist who doesn't lie. You're just not. So, anyway, y'all be cool like ice cubes and stay narc free. I'm a narc repellent, baby. Join me on the mission to keep them little bastards and bitches away from us. All right, you guys take care. Bye.